All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this segment of the program, reaching you live from our Abuja studio. Today, we turn our spotlight on Plateau State, a land of breathtaking beauty, but one scared by years of deadly violence. From communal clashes to insurgent attacks, the cycle of bloodshed seems endless. But are there pathways to lasting peace? For decades, the region has witnessed repeated attacks, with hundreds killed and thousands displaced. But beneath the surface, deeper issues remain unresolved. The root causes go beyond what many see on the surface. There's a long history of contested land rights, weak governance, poverty, and an alarming proliferation of small arms. Security experts say if these are not addressed, peace will remain elusive.
Government efforts, including deployments, military deployments and dialogues, have yielded little to no result. Recently, the state and federal authorities have intensified community engagement and conflict resolution initiatives. However, despite the challenges, some are refusing to give up. Youth groups, women organizations, and faith-based initiatives are promoting dialogue, reconciliation, and early warning systems to prevent violence. In the face of tragedy, the people of Plateau continue to hope to rebuild and to speak out. The journey to peace may be long, but with commitment and justice, the tide can still turn. And for more on the security crisis on the Plateau and addressing the root causes, let's bring in a former member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Baggos Dachung. It's good to have you on the program this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to have you here.
You're welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Looking at the situation at hand, at least 4,486 people have been killed in the endless violence between ethnic groups in Plateau State since 1994, and that's according to a Premium Times report. Is this a failure of security agencies or a failure of the state government, or will you say that a complicity of the authorities who should ensure safety of lives and property?
I think that research of 4,000 should still be looked upon, because if we really want to check the numbers of people that have been killed over the years, even since the 90s, it should be more than 4,000, because if you are looking at places like Riom, where over 40 villages have been sacked over the years and nobody is occupying them. And I want to give you that background so that you know from your opening statement of deeper issues still remain unresolved. And again, with deeper issues still remain unresolved, and part of what you still said, that conflict resolution, if deeper issues remain unresolved, and we are now talking about conflict resolution, if you put the two, over the years, the issue of the killing, I wouldn't say crisis on the Plateau, it has always had the wrong diagnosis, because if you get the right diagnosis, you'll be able to get the right solution to such. But where you have people killed over the night, villages sacked, that up till date, over 20 years, the villagers have not gone back to those villages. Wow. And you come with narratives that it's conflict, you come with narrative that it's farmers, herders. So when you continue giving those narratives, definitely you will not get the solution. But this is a mere fact of genocide. This is a mere fact of land grabbing. This is a mere fact of people taking over people's land farm, occupy them, farm them, and so on and so forth. And going deeper to recent research, check most of the villages that have been sacked and people killed on the Plateau. They have 1 or 2 mineral resources that today they are being mined over behind heavy security by those whosoever, that you can't even go down into those villages. Today, those villages have miners that you don't know from who. Those villages are being occupied by people you don't know who. And most of these areas on the Plateau, it's either they have high yields of agricultural produce, farm produce, they have high yields of mineral resources in those areas. So when militia, terrorists, bandits come in, chase people out of those, and you carry those people and keep them in the city center in IDPs. Now forget about the villages and just giving relief materials to people in IDPs, but not doing any frankly effort to return them back to their villages, to know that, look, this is our place. It's a very serious problem. So as long as we have the wrong diagnosis on this, it will continue, unfortunately. But till we be able to look at the true political will in saying that, look, this is the situation, then we'll be able to get it. Over the years, you will hear when our people cry out. Tomorrow you will hear that maybe how many terrorists have been captured. But today, who is in jail? Okay,
now it's quite interesting that from what the inference from what you just said, it's like it's not just about the herders farmers crisis.
Absolutely, there's nothing that has ever happened, because the issue of herder farmers clash, even if there's, as of today, the reason for killings on the plateau has nothing to do with herders farmers. Has nothing, because if it is herders farmers clash, what is a clash? Clash is two objects or two people coming together to clash. So why is it that at the end of the day you only have casualties on the people staying in the land? You will not see casualties on the other side of the coin.
So is this a failure on the part of the state government?
No, not definitely. Which state governor today has the capacity and power to police his community? So absolutely no state governor. Absolutely. So that's why even the National Assembly, since the 8th, 9th, and now the 10th Assembly, we have been canvassing for state police. And with state police, every state governor will be the chief security officer of his state. Because what we expect, the only thing that the state governors have been doing, and which is what His Excellency Barrister Caleb Mutfwang is doing recently, is to put up political will to see how it can network with security agencies at the federal level, because they are in charge of security, to see how it can network with the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, to see what can they do to be able to address those. As far as apart from that, there's nothing any state governor in this country can do. What they can do is to appeal to people, come out with press statement, calm down nerves. Wheresoever they can come in, they can be able to come in. But as far as addressing, because no state governor today can approve or put in his budget that he wants to go and buy ammunition, none.
Okay. Let's go back to this issue. You talked about whether it's armed militia that are responsible, that not necessarily herders farmers. But how about the aspect where you see that there's this conflict between the Muslim communities and the Christian
absolutely,
communities?
there is nothing like that. There is nothing like that.
So are we living in self-denial as a nation?
Yeah, because those are political statements just to divide people for cheap political reasons. You find on the plateau that the Christians and the Muslims are in harmonious relationships, staying together. Yes, there were instances where you have the Muslim and Christian community had some little clashes down in the 90s, but with the present context that we have now, that is not the narrative. That is not the narrative at all, because you can't come in the night and kill 50 people, sack 50 people, and you say that it is Christian, Muslim, or it is herders and farmers. No, absolutely no. That is not the narrative. Go and show me how many, because there is no way, if it's crisis, and I know that we are fighting, there is no crisis or fight that happens within 1 hour. Because if it is, everybody will be ready. So if it is a community that knows that there is a clash between, so everybody will be ready for war. But this is not a war situation. This is a pure genocide. This is pure land grab, coming to chase and sack people from their own communities, because people will be sleeping over the night and boom, they are being killed. In some instances, burned in the house. So no man that will know that he is in war, that will sit down to be killed. And again, when whenever community people try to come out for to be so vigilant and and with vigilantes, at the end of the day, in some instances, you will find out that they are the ones that have later been arrested as culprits and paraded with sticks and machetes. But when you see most of those are gunshots around the houses, victims with gun bullets, and so on and so forth. So in the 21st century, we cannot take out forensic analysis to know that these bullets coming from where. In the 21st century, we will not have drones hovering around to know that where did these people come in, even from mere Google map. Before coming here, I put on my Google map and I checked TVC, and I even saw the building of TVC. So in the 21st century, we cannot use technology. I'm happy that last week or thereabout, our governor and the CDS were inspecting some drones that have been manufactured. So those are the kind of things we want to see. How is government engaging in technology to address the issue? Because as long as we continue in lamentation, forgetting the right diagnosis, this will continue. And again, can government go back and assure us that these people that are occupying most of these villages that have been sacked over the years on the plateau, that do they have the capacity to chase them out of those places, so that the actual habitats to be able to take those places? Can we have that assurance from government? Is it that because today you see a governor or the president moving with heavy security? What is that? Why is it moving? Did anybody attack him? No, they are preempting. They are preempting any attack that might happen. So why can't we have those preemptive measures around communities? Oh. With the UN Charter today, one police to over, we are below the UN Charter of securing an individual in Nigeria. When you have one police to over 500 or almost 1,000 people, it's not possible. Today, if one police with one AK and 30 rounds and facing 1,000 people, he will abandon the gun and move, because at loss, with 30 bullets, he can't be able to do anything. And that's why you will see before most of these communities, you have checkpoints. And when you get to those checkpoints, is one military officer, one civil defense, or one police. And when you see the shell of bullets of most of these terrorists and bandits, you see they are not, even the security there, if they hear the sound of those kind of, they will run. Because what can they do?
Well, we'll still discuss more on this, but we'll take this quick short break now. Don't go anywhere. We'll still have more on the program. Stay with us.